What's going on, guys? Tyler here from Don'tPanicDoThis.com, the site all about helping you to beat your panic attacks and anxiety. Now, today I'm super excited to be talking about a product called Liftmode Phenibut. So Liftmode is the brand and Phenibut is the actual supplement itself. The reason I'm so excited to talk about this is because in my last couple of videos, I've been reviewing or talking about supplements that have helped me over the years dealing with any sort of feelings of stress or nervousness or anything that really just, any situation that was difficult to get through, supplements that help me to feel more social or more confident or just more euphoric and just better able to deal with those feelings of anxiousness or stress or anything like that. So in this particular video, I want to talk all about Liftmode Phenibut and what it's done for me and what it could do for you guys. So what we're basically going to cover, what to expect from this video is the first thing I want to do is talk about what Phenibut is, because some of you guys might not know. I'm going to be brief on this because a lot of you might already know this, but I'm going to talk a little bit about what Phenibut is for those who don't know. And then after that, we're going to talk about why I particularly recommend Liftmode Phenibut over the other brands. I'm going to tell you flat out, a lot of other videos I kind of reserve my opinion until the end. I talk about the facts and then I go into my opinion. I'm just going to tell you straight up, this is an easy recommendation from me. Liftmode Phenibut is an awesome product, and in this video I will tell you exactly why I prefer this over the competitors. And we're going to be looking at things like pricing and quality and customer service and just all of the reasons why I would go this route. Like I said, this is the Phenibut that I buy. I don't use Phenibut as much as I used to. I don't really need it quite as much as I did when I was younger, but when I do buy it, which is probably every couple, a bottle now will last me months, but when I do buy it, I do go through Liftmode Phenibut. In this review, I will tell you why, as well as giving you some recommendation as to different types of Phenibut, HCl versus FAA, which one you should go with, or which size you might want to go with if it's your first time using Phenibut or if you're a regular Phenibut user. And at the end, just make sure to stick through to the end, because at the end I will include at the bottom a coupon code for anyone that decides that they do want to try Liftmode Phenibut for themselves. Alright, so I want to talk a little bit about what Phenibut has done for me, how this stuff works, and what it might be able to do for you. But it's important to note that I am not a doctor and none of this should be taken as medical advice. Also, I don't work with Liftmode at all. I do have some affiliate links that I'll throw in there so that I can get a commission if you do buy them through those links. However, that's going to have no bearing on this review or my opinion of the product as I talk about it to you. Everything here is just my 100% honest opinion about Liftmode Phenibut. Now, Phenibut itself, I found out about back in 2013. This stuff I learned just from reading some articles. A couple of friends and I in college ordered it and took some before class. Now, it's marketed as a sleep aid or a stress relief supplement, but I don't typically recommend it to people as a sleep aid. I just think there's probably better, more natural options for that. For more regular use supplements. However, for stress relief, this is an amazing supplement. I take it anytime I'm having any sort of situation that might make me a little bit more stressed or nervous than usual. This will really help to calm me down and make me feel more confident and be able to get through basically anything. So, like I said, the first time I took this, I actually took it a little bit before class with two of my friends in college at the time, two of my housemates. We all took it before class. We're texting like, hey, do you feel it yet? Do you feel it yet? Just being curious as college kids are. And after class, we all met back up at the house and we just all agreed that we felt way more euphoric than usual. Music sounded really good. The weather just felt nicer than usual. You could just enjoy the breeze, and we just felt more social and euphoric than usual. We ended up just kicking a soccer ball around for probably over an hour in our yard, which for our friend dynamic, that wasn't really a normal thing for us to be doing. Normally we'd be inside probably playing a video game or something. So it was a little weird that we're all just outside kicking a soccer ball around, giggling like a couple of schoolgirls, which is exactly what we were doing because this stuff just made us feel so euphoric. Actually, it wasn't Liftmode at the time that I was taking. It was a different one that I had found. It was a different brand that has long since been shut down or not shut down, just went out of business, I guess. But I discovered Liftmode shortly after, and I love it now. But that wasn't the kind I was taking at the time. But basically, it was Phenibut. Phenibut is Phenibut for the most part, and that was a really good first experience with the stuff. And I started taking it probably about, for the first year or two that I found it, I was probably taking it like twice a week. And I wouldn't recommend to my friends, I'm not gonna talk about how often to take this stuff or dosages in this video, but I will tell you, I don't personally recommend anybody to take it more than twice a week. That's my personal opinion. I'm not a doctor. Feel free to talk to your doctor or listen to the instructions on the bottle. I don't personally recommend any of my friends or family more than twice a week because this stuff can be very addictive. With that said, anything that works is typically going to be at least somewhat have a potential for addiction or dependence, rather. So take that for what it is and just respect the supplement. I don't want to see anybody get hurt from using this. So like I said, my rule for myself, for my friends and family, no more than twice a week at the maximum dosage. Otherwise, you're going to start to notice sort of like mini withdrawal symptoms, sort of on par with the feelings of anxiety that you get maybe after a night or two of heavy drinking. Because this works on the GABA receptors in your brain, that means that you're going to have GABA rebound after. If you take too much of it, you're going to have GABA rebound the next day or two, which is going to make you feel more stressed, more nervous than usual, and we don't want that. So just respect the supplement. Take it occasionally. This is not a daily use supplement. If you're having feelings of nervousness or stress on a daily, more regular basis, there are plenty of alternative, maybe more natural, less addictive supplements that I will recommend on my website that are better for those feelings of general nervousness or just daily mild stress. This is not that. This is more, to me, this is more for moderate to severe stress. So I personally like to save it for instances where I am extremely stressed out. So for me, that would be something like going on a date or having a job interview or doing something public speaking like giving a presentation in class or something like that. Those are the situations that personally stress me out, and that's when I would probably say, hey, this is the supplement that I'm going to take today. Take it a couple of hours before that event, and by the time it comes, you'll probably feel a lot more euphoric, more social, more confident than usual. And actually, Phenibut was originally designed or created for the Russian cosmonauts as part of their, I don't know if it was their emergency kit or whatever, but it was basically like a kit for the Russian cosmonauts that if they were feeling stressed out in a high stress situation, they could take this stuff. Phenibut was for them to take to help them calm down a little bit and feel more relaxed in their circumstances. So, like I said, I save this for the instances where I am particularly stressed out and feeling just very, very nervous and uncomfortable, and that is when I use this stuff. It does take a couple of hours to kick in. I would not take it more than twice a week. Give yourself breaks. Just like anything, it's a powerful thing. You don't want to overdo it and hurt yourself. So just save it for those situations where you really need it. And I think that you're really, really going to be impressed. Just bear in mind, it does take a couple of hours to kick in. Set your expectations reasonably for it because it is a sort of mild creep that it comes on. Anytime I give it to a friend who tries it for the first time, I explain it to them like, it's not just gonna, for me, it doesn't like hit you like a ton of bricks. It's something that gradually creeps up and gradually takes effect over the course of a few hours. So you might not, a lot of people might even ask me like, I don't know if I feel it. I promise you, it's working. You just have to go into a situation where you might be able to notice it working. A lot of times I would go out, when I was younger, I would use this, like I said, like twice a week, and I would go out to the bars or something like that. And rather than drinking, I might take this stuff because it just made me even better socially than alcohol did. Which, by the way, don't mix this with alcohol. It's just too much. But I would go out taking this stuff as opposed to alcohol, and it would just make me feel so confident, so good. And the next day I would look back at the day I had before and I'd be like, wow, like I was crushing it out there. Like that stuff really worked. It did great. And that's kind of how I explain it to my friends. I'll say like, you might not realize it in the moment, but tomorrow when you look back at how good that yesterday was, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, that definitely worked. And that's with anything. That's with any sort of situation for the most part that makes you more stressed or nervous than usual. This is gonna come majorly in handy. So I highly, highly recommend Phenibut in general. Now, with that said, there's also a ton of resources all over this website that are going to talk more about Phenibut in detail. I'll have some other videos up as well teaching you guys some stuff about Phenibut and how it works, what it might be able to do for you. But with that said, I really, really love Phenibut in general. And now I want to talk a little bit about Liftmode Phenibut in particular and some of the pros and cons of this particular supplement so that you can decide if it's a good purchase for you. All right, so in this Liftmode Phenibut review, there's gonna be 5 factors that I really wanna focus on. Those factors include effectiveness, purity, convenience, price, and customer service. So let's talk about those a little bit in detail. Now for the effectiveness of Liftmode Phenibut, I'm just gonna tell you outright, this stuff is very, very effective. It definitely works as intended for me. I definitely feel when taking it much less stress than usual. I've taken it for a job interview actually that I'm not going to say exactly what the job was, but I will say that it's an extremely competitive job in which out of like 100 people, like 10 people are actually chosen for the job. So this is a job I had years ago, but it was a very competitive job that, 10% of the candidates in the room get chosen for, and I definitely took this stuff to help me get through that interview because I was definitely stressed out about it, and I got the job. So it definitely helped me to feel more confident, more euphoric, more social. And that was what I was looking for. And I didn't have any of those feelings of nervousness. I didn't have those butterflies in my stomach or that frog in my throat. I felt confident in the way I carried myself, felt confident in my ability to speak. And I actually even felt more engaged and like I wanted to talk. It wasn't like dreading my turn to talk. It was like I had something to say. It felt good to converse and to engage with another human being. And that's really how Liftmode Phenibut has made me feel. Now, I will say, when we compare it to the competitors now, so Liftmode Phenibut is definitely effective, but how does it stack up to the competitors? Honestly, I would say about the same. I don't think, in my personal experience, I would be lying if I said I could actually tell a difference in one particular brand of Phenibut to the next. I have pretty much always, maybe I've just been lucky, but every supplier I've had, and there really are not many suppliers of Phenibut, but every supplier I have had has been a good supplier, and the Phenibut has worked as intended. Frankly, Phenibut is a very cheap product to manufacture. If you actually look at the cost of this, you would even see Phenibut is a very cheap and reasonably priced supplement. So I don't really think that any company would have much to gain by cutting corners and selling a low quality product. And that's why I think that they pretty much have all worked as intended. The only thing that I would say, they're all effective. They've all been effective. The only thing I would say to look out for is to make sure you have a high level of purity. And that's what we're about to talk to in this next little section. So like I said, the effectiveness is definitely 5 stars. The purity now is what we have to look at next. Now, anytime you're buying a supplement online, you should definitely want to see the certificate of analysis or the COAs that are basically just the HPLC tested by third-party laboratories. You want to see that they are on a molecular level going to contain exactly what they say they contain. You want to make sure that there's not any heavy metals or anything harmful in the product that is going to hurt you. You don't want a high level of heavy metals. You don't want a low quality Phenibut. And the good thing about Liftmode is that they boast an over 99% purity level with their Phenibut, which is awesome. And I did check out their site. They do actually, if you click around a little bit, you actually can find their certificates of analysis in which you see the exact results on their batches of Phenibut. So you can actually see what's in them. I believe they also, I don't remember, but I think that they also say that they attach the certificate of analysis when they ship it in the box. I don't want to promise you that, but I think that is one of the things that they do, is have a COA right in there so you can actually see and just certify that, oh yeah, this is not going to have some high level of heavy metals in it or a low quality Phenibut. You know what you're getting, and that's super, super important, the transparency. If any supplement, and guys, this goes for not just Liftmode Phenibut or Phenibut, this goes for any product you buy online, any supplement. Make sure that they're posting their certificates of analysis, because if they're not, then there's no way for you to certify that there's no way for you to verify that you are getting what you're paying for, and you could be getting something harmful. And I know that sounds a little crazy, but it happens. People do buy stuff that's where the manufacturers are cutting corners or whatever. Safety standards aren't up to par. Make sure those COAs are up there. Liftmode puts their COAs up there, and they are all high standard, high quality stuff, and I think that that's really important. So they're gonna get a 5 stars from me on purity. All right, now let's talk a little bit about the convenience factor of Liftmode Phenibut. So one of the awesome things about Liftmode Phenibut is that they've been around for so long. Liftmode actually opened back in 2010. I found Phenibut in 2013. Like I said, this wasn't the first brand that I tried, and I was happy with the other brands that I had used in the past. but they just flaked. They kind of went out of business out of nowhere. No real reason why explained, just gone. Liftmode has been consistent. They've been around. They've been selling Phenibut for years, which is something really good. They're not new to the game. They know what they're doing. They've been there for a while, so it's nice to have a reliable supplier, and that's one of the best things and one of the most convenient things about Liftmode. Also, they offer a number of other products on their website, so if you're already looking into buying other supplements or vitamins or things like that, it's kind of a decent way to just do a one-stop shop. Now, Phenibut is not sold on larger websites like Amazon or anything like that, so you will actually have to go directly through a supplier like Liftmode. So while doing so, I mean, feel free to look around a little bit, but I promise you a lot of the competitors have some very sketchy websites, very unreliable shipping. I've had plenty of issues with shipping taking me almost a month to get my Phenibut using competitors whose names I won't say. But with Liftmode, everything is very cut and clear. Like, you know when you're getting it, you know you're going to get it. It's a reliable company. They've been around for a long time, and that's very, very important to me in a supplement company. On top of that, they offer more options than any other supplier of Phenibut that I have found so far. So one of those choices is the fact that they offer Phenibut FAA and Phenibut HCl. I don't want to get into the differences of those too much. If you're just getting Phenibut for the first time, I recommend Phenibut HCl, which is what I have here. It's definitely the more popular of the two. Phenibut FAA is a little bit rarer and a little bit more expensive. Personally, I don't prefer FAA over HCl. The benefit of FAA, I believe, is just a difference in the pH level, so it's more suitable to take it sublingually. I'm not really a fan of taking things sublingually. That means under the tongue. That's a personal preference of mine. I prefer just to go with a capsule or even just mixing a powder into the water. Capsule is my preferred, but it's cool that they offer the option of Phenibut FAA, and I have a full article going into detail about the difference between the two if you really want to know, but for the most part, especially for first-time users, I just recommend Phenibut HCl. It's more cost-effective, and in my opinion, there's no reason to pay more for the FAA. I don't believe it's a better product, but it is cool that they offer the option. I don't really know anyone else out there that's selling Phenibut FAA, so it's cool to have that option there. Now, the other thing you're going to need to decide, and an option that Liftmode Phenibut offers, is the choice between capsules or powder. I've taken both over the years. I prefer capsules only because I find it easier to have them on the go. If I think that it's, if I have some in my back pocket or something like that, and I know that a stressful situation is coming up, now I have the option to take them, as opposed to having some suspicious white powder in a baggie in your pocket and having to scoop it out and measure it and mix it with water. And the taste of Phenibut is bad. It's like a sour, gross taste, so it's better to just have it in a capsule so you don't actually have to taste it. Also, I prefer the capsules because of the fact that it's a bit acidic, the taste of it, and I imagine if you're getting the powder form, it's a bit acidic, so I would imagine that it's not very good on your teeth probably, and that's important to me. So all these reasons are why I go for the capsules. I just find it more convenient, but that is definitely cool that they give you the option right there of having either powder or capsule. And then on top of that, where they really, really stand out, on top of offering FAA versus HCl, on top of offering capsules versus powder, they also offer the widest range for quantity that I have seen on any website ever. So check out their site and you'll see exactly what I mean. I'll put a link down below. But you can buy on Liftmode's website, you can buy as little as 5 grams of Phenibut, which is very, very little. That's like a trial starter dose. That's like 2.5 maximum dosages there, or a handful of like small dosages. But it's not very much. All the way up to, I believe they sell a tub of Phenibut. That's 1,000 grams of Phenibut. That's a ridiculous amount. I've never ordered that much. I think it's a couple of $100s to get that much. I don't know who that's for. I really don't, because that's a ton of Phenibut. If you're sharing with maybe 50 friends over the course of a year, then maybe that makes sense. But for most people, most casual users of Phenibut are not going to need that much. I recommend just going with what do I have here? 300 milligram of 150 capsules. There's a pretty standard amount. It'll last me a couple of months to a year because I don't use this stuff quite as much as I need to. I really have a lot of respect for the supplement, and I use it as needed and opt for more casual things whenever possible. But it's just really cool. They offer the most overwhelming convenience over any other company, and that's where Liftmode really stands out. You have so much choice: powder versus capsule, FAA versus HCl, and 5 grams to 1,000 grams. Nobody else is offering that. Not to mention, it's just a trustworthy company that you know your product's going to get there. You know it's not just going to go out of business and you never hear back from them, which has happened to me with a Phenibut company before. So that's something awesome about Liftmode that I really like. So 5 stars on the convenience factor. Good job, Liftmode. Okay, so the price of Liftmode Phenibut. I'm not going to name exact figures here because obviously those numbers are going to change, and I want this video to be a little bit more evergreen than that. So it's going to vary, the price that you pay. Obviously, Phenibut FAA is a little bit more expensive than Phenibut HCl. You can save some money by doing the HCl route. That's the version I prefer anyway and recommend. Obviously, higher quantities of Phenibut you're going to get a better deal on than if you're buying a smaller dose, a smaller container. So obviously keep that in mind when you're buying. If you plan on using it for the long run, you might want to go for a larger quantity because you'll get a better deal on it. And then the capsules might also be a little bit more expensive than the powder, but in this case I do recommend the capsules over the powder. If you want to save some money, try the powder out yourself, but it's kind of a gross taste and it's not anywhere near as convenient as the capsules in my opinion. So yeah, the price can vary quite a bit. Now, with regard to the price versus competitors, I shopped around a little bit and I compared basically quantity for quantity of, this amount of Phenibut versus another competitor's same amount of Phenibut, and I pretty consistently found that actually Liftmode was typically the better deal. You can feel free to do some shopping around on your own, but I was impressed with the pricing. I thought it was very fair, very affordable, and often a better deal. When I looked, I don't think I actually found a cheaper, more affordable version anywhere. And if you do, there might be a drawback to that, maybe a lower quality or a bit of a shadier supplier. But I definitely give them 5 stars on price. I think that they're priced very, very affordably, very reasonably, and very competitively. Finally, the customer service aspect of Liftmode is huge to me. I've worked in customer service for years, and it goes a long way for me. Anytime a company has poor customer service, I definitely judge it harshly. When I order your product, I expect an answer from you. I expect if there's an issue that you're going to find a way to resolve it for me. And in my experience, Liftmode has always been awesome. They've always been prompt. They've always answered me within 24 hours and found a solution to any issues or answered any questions about the product that I had. Competitors that I won't name, I have had issues with. I have had shipping stuff get lost or not delivered, and I've waited weeks for an answer that never came. I've had companies go out of business. For whatever reason, there's lots of shady companies out there. Liftmode is not one of them. Liftmode is a quality company. Their customer service is on point. They have a 4.7, as of making this video, it can change, but as of making this video, they have a Trustpilot score of 4.7 out of 5. So that's a pretty reputable score. That's a very good score. Liftmode calls it an excellent score. So I think that that's definitely important. It's your money, so you want to make sure that if something goes wrong, you're being taken care of. If you don't like the product, you're getting you're getting treated right and you're getting respected by the company as a customer and being taken care of. And that's important to me, and apparently it's important to Liftmode. I think that they do take care of their customers, so I'm going to give them a 5 on customer service as well. So guys, let's wrap this up a little bit. Phenibut in general is an awesome supplement that can help you out with any sort of stress or nervousness that you might be feeling. I wouldn't take it more than twice a week. Personally, I would save it for those situations when you really need it or when you're feeling a little bit more nervous than usual, because this will absolutely help to carry you through that with a better sense of confidence and better sociability and euphoria. So yeah, I definitely recommend Phenibut, and I definitely recommend, if you're going to buy it, to go through Liftmode. I've had nothing but positive experiences with them, and I'm telling you honestly that I'm going to, unless something drastic happens, I'm going to continue using them as my top supplier of Phenibut for the near future. So definitely try it out. If only for the convenience factor of all the options that they offer. If you've never tried Phenibut before, my recommendation is to go with something similar to this. I have a 300 milligram, 150 capsules of 99% pure Phenibut, and that's the Phenibut HCl that I have here. You can get that right on their website. I will link to it below. I will also include a coupon. As of making this video, that coupon code is Don't Panic. That's DONTPANIC, all caps. But it's a nice little percentage off. I'm not going to say what it is in case I get a better deal from them in the future and they make that coupon code even more. Let's hope that they do. But right now it's a good coupon as is. So put it in, and I'll also link below to the products that I recommend on their website, and feel free to shop around a little bit. They offer a lot of other stuff on there that can be helpful as well. If you're already buying other supplements, they're a great supplier that you might want to try out. That's all I have for you guys today. I was super excited to talk about this supplement, and I'm glad that I got to tell you guys about it, because Phenibut is something that I actually am super passionate about as a supplement. Like I said, please just use it safely, guys. Feel free to reach out to me or to Liftmode with any questions on their product, or to me with any questions on Phenibut, or any sort of situations that might be getting you nervous that I maybe could help you out with in some other way. So thank you guys so much for sticking to the end. I hope that you try this product out, and I hope that you like it. Please let me know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget, as always, to like, comment, subscribe, and I hope to hear from you guys soon.